너무 공감이 그냥 잘 되는
Canada, a place where apologies are contagious, differences are embraced, and our national sport is lacrosse. Who knew?
You may know Canadians for late night hockey practices, early morning ice scraping. You might even know us for this guy.
But you probably don't know Canadians for food insecurity. You probably don't know Canadians for unemployment. And you probably don't know Canadians for the challenges we've faced for generations.
For a carton of orange juice. This is everyday life in Nunavut. More than a quarter of the people living in the territory don't have affordable access to food, let alone nutritious food. But food security experts say the situation is actually much worse, affecting almost half of Nunavut's population.
The other thing that horrifies me that we have not had a good solution for is the amount of hunger in this country. 1 in 5 young children going hungry regularly. It's a basic human right. Unacceptable in Canada.
This affects Canadians from coast to coast. But for at-risk young people or individuals in Northern Canada, it's exponentially worse.
Northern parts of our country have such harsh climates that fresh food just can't grow. And by the time anything gets shipped in, it's often unfit to eat. Now in southern parts of the country, fresh food is available. But for young people living below the poverty line, that food is rarely an option.
We needed to find a way to grow food in one of the world's harshest climates. And we had to help at-risk young people afford to live well. But we also needed to make sure that our progress could continue. So our solution had to empower future generations, make them aware of these challenges, and give them the tools to do something about it.
So how do we do it? How does a team of university students overcome one of our country's toughest challenges? That's a complicated question, but that doesn't mean that the solution has to be.
Our solution is Succeed. We have a product that can grow fresh food anywhere. We provide employment to at-risk young people by hiring them to build that product. We sell it to community groups, the general public. We even sell to schools, educating our country's future leaders. And we use the proceeds from all of those sales to donate our systems across Northern Canada. Succeed provides full circle social impact through the product, production, the customer, and the beneficiary.
This time last year, we stood on a stage a lot like this one, and we told you about our model. We told you about Succeed. We had spent the first year figuring things out, but Succeed has been growing every day since. This year was all about sustainable growth. Every strategic decision, every achievement, and every result we're about to share happened in just the past 12 months.
Let's start with our product. Our system grows plants indoors using nutrients, water, and an LED light. Compared to traditional agriculture, it uses 90% less water and can grow produce twice as fast. The best part? They can operate anywhere. Regardless of climate, soil quality, or growing experience, these systems work. Since our first design, we've improved our lighting, changed our nutrients, and tweaked our hardware.
Our systems are more cost-effective than virtually anything else in the market. They don't take up a lot of space or use a lot of electricity, but they do grow a lot of produce. In just 1 year, one of our systems can grow up to 300 heads of lettuce, 640 tomatoes, or 1,400 strawberries.
Or one very small pumpkin. Just one of our systems can grow up to 480 pounds of produce per year. In southern Canada, that's worth about $850. But with the high cost of food in the north, it's more than $2,400. So we had a model that can grow food anywhere. Now we needed someone to build it, so we hired the people who needed the job the most.
At-risk young people in our community are food insecure. People our age in our home live this reality that's too often combined with illness, addiction, and homelessness. They might be living in a place where grocery shelves are full, but their stomachs are empty. But these people are eager to work. They have the ability. They just need a workplace that's supportive and willing to work with them. Succeed is that workplace.
We partner with Choices for You to employ a production team completely comprised of at-risk and homeless youth. Our technicians build every single Succeed system and handle all of the fulfillment process. We provide them with all of the supports that they need to hold this meaningful job. Each technician has their own workstation, uniform, and safety equipment. And this year, we even doubled the size of our ergonomic workshop. But this is more than just a job for these young people. They receive workplace health and safety certifications, opportunities to continue their education, and financial education programming, ensuring that they not only have the income they need, but the knowledge and skills to use it responsibly. Succeed is these young people's catalyst for change.
We're employing young people who are experiencing, some pretty significant barriers to employment. People who come into our program and into the project have experienced, homelessness and transient homelessness. They've experienced maybe some mental health issues, maybe they struggle with addictions in their lifetime, but for all intents and purposes, they're just like everybody else, and they want to work, and they want to take these opportunities and really run with them, and really try to break those cycles that have kept them where they are, reliant on income support. And that's what Project Succeed is doing. It's taking young people in St. John's, Newfoundland, who are experiencing all the barriers, and giving them the opportunity to thrive, and giving them the opportunity to succeed.
They're a lot more resilient than what people give credit for. The types of things that people might face in their life, and to see the resiliency and how they push past everything. If you're motivated, you can make a change in your life, and you can have a positive impact in the world.
Definitely changed my life in a lot of aspects. Helps me make choices like staying sober and getting involved in the GED program that I got into through Succeed. This isn't just a part-time job that I'm going to a few times a week. It's more than that. I mean, I can do whatever I want with my life.
Succeed has changed my life for the better, and it's because there's so many supports here. I love everything about this place. It's a really good experience, and I will remember this for the rest of my life.
Otto is now continuing his education, and Jess is now completely off of social benefits. But these are just 2 of the 9 young people that we employed this year. Through Succeed, our technicians can now meet their basic needs and set themselves up for a promising future.
So we had a product and we had a production team. But if we were going to use this model to support anyone, Succeed first needed to support itself. It needs to make money. It needs to make money because that is the path to sustainability, to continuous impact. With this in mind, we launched our retail model, where we sell our systems to those who could afford them, so we can donate them to those who can't. Every sale of a system funds donations of a system to beneficiaries across Northern Canada. One of our systems costs $199 to produce. This includes labor, overhead, and materials. We sell them in a $350 package, which includes all of the materials needed to grow for a full year. This 43% profit margin allows us to fund cooperatives across Northern Canada.
To ensure our systems can reach the general public, we now offer our systems online at the new and improved Succeed.ca. Here we've consolidated our knowledge base, so now our website offers a comprehensive customer support system. It's equipped with tutorial videos, frequently asked questions, and a quick chat option for responsive customer service. We offer instructional materials in English, French, and Inuktitut, and we're even beta testing our Succeed app, equipped with a notification system, so you never miss a step, from germination to harvest.
Our retail model goes far beyond just the general public. We found customers in a variety of markets, from correctional facilities to soup kitchens and even on a research ship.
We found a market with the Association for New Canadians to help Canadian newcomers and refugees grow produce that they're unable to find in their new homes.
Our systems are operating in 20 retirement homes, providing horticultural therapy and recreational programming to hundreds of seniors.
This year we even launched a mini system, which is perfect for customers in smaller living spaces who only need enough produce for one.
With a product that can grow fresh food anywhere, an empowered production team, and a steady stream of revenue, we could support Northern Canadians. After covering all of our costs, this year we had over $70,000 to reinvest back into the program and to start food sharing cooperatives across the north with the people who needed them most. Those living in communities that are not accessible by roads, where unemployment reaches as high as 50% and finding fresh produce is next to impossible.
Under our model, we find a Succeed champion in a northern community in need of help. With them, we identify other cooperative members in the community. Then we provide them systems at absolutely no cost to the community and empower them to run them independently. From there, we decide on a model that makes sense for them. Because no community is the same, no cooperative is the same. And we don't plan to change that. Every cooperative we launch is built by the community for the community. And that is why this works. That is why this program is taking off across the country.
In Bell Island, a community accessible only by an unreliable ferry, we worked with Alfred to implement 31 systems in a variety of shared spaces around his community. Succeed is giving their isolated island the sustainability that they've been waiting for.
In Kanawaki, we worked with Justin to set up a 15-system cooperative housed at the First Nations Regional Education Center. Here they've created a hydroponic facility designed entirely by the youth at the center.
We partnered with a Woodward group of companies, and now Succeed is operating in every community in Nunavut and Northern Labrador. In some cases, it's one system in one household feeding one family, but they are all making a difference. We've empowered 123 Northern Canadians to run their own cooperatives.
Food security is a challenge Canadians have faced for generations. Succeed is a step in the right direction, but we need to do more to ensure that it doesn't continue. Children can often be the change makers in a household. When you educate a child and inspire them, they inspire their families, and this change multiplies exponentially. So with this in mind, we needed a way to get kids talking about food security challenges in Canada and to empower them to do something about it.
We did just that through Succeed in the Classroom. We equip classrooms with a hydroponic system and provide teachers with a hands-on curriculum. Together, they learn about the issue of food insecurity in Canada and develop skills to change it. They grow with their hydroponic system, share the produce in the classroom, and often donate the remaining produce to those in need, getting them into the community with an opportunity to see their impact firsthand.
Tim Hortons, Canada's largest quick-service restaurant chain, also recognizes the potential of children to be change makers in society. So together, we've teamed up to make sure that our program can empower students for generations to come.
Last year, Tim Hortons gave us quite the challenge. Put systems in 60 elementary schools across Newfoundland and Labrador. So this year, we did, but we took it even further and tripled that goal. Now we have systems in 193 classrooms, educating over 5,000 students. And because of that success, this summer we got the yes we had been waiting for. Tim Hortons is in, and they're committed to working with us to put systems in every elementary school in Canada. We're even planning to launch co-branded Tim Hortons cards with a portion of every sale funding Succeed in the Classroom for years to come, ensuring sustainability. Not only does this have the potential to improve the education of over 1.6 million young Canadian changemakers, but the profits from these sales will fund an additional 250 cooperatives across the north.
Succeed has even gone international. We've implemented our systems in Haiti with an outreach center for children in need. And with our friends at Enactus KMC, we're testing our systems in New Delhi, India. To make sure that they can operate where water quality is an issue, we're experimenting with water filter adaptations. And where power is a problem, we're testing them with solar panels. Succeed can be part of the solution to food insecurity around the world.
Succeed is empowering people from all walks of life, from at-risk youth in our province, community groups, individuals in the north. But don't take our word for it.
I'm able to provide something for my community. I'm able to say, okay, the store doesn't have this at this time, but I do, so I'm able to sell it and I'm able to generate a little bit more income for myself.
See, you could be growing that at home.
Very nice.
Anyway, thanks once again to the Enactus crew.
Oh, it is absolutely fabulous. Like I always had a garden outside, and there was always mowing the lawn, so all that's gone, no more shoveling snow. So it's nice to have that.
The students were getting so excited about the potential things they could grow, and it just brought them home. Like you could just see how excited they were to talk about the foods from their home and to share their cultures through the foods that they grew.
My job with Succeed is going to help my future by giving me experience. The full-time part is giving me the ability to save money to pay off my debts, to save money to get my license so I can go to school. It's a big step for me. Succeed is going to help me get there.
When Project Succeed started, we were thinking, okay, how can we build 100 systems this year? And now we're a year later, and there's 500 systems in operation, systems being built every week, young people employed, and the future's looking pretty great.
This is why we do this. This is what makes our team so proud. 12 months ago, Succeed already had an incredible impact, but we had so much room to grow. And this past year was all about sustainable growth.
We went from 12 cooperatives to 25.
From 28 communities to 114.
From 236 systems to 677.
And from $80,000 to over $180,000 in revenue.
And to ensure that our social enterprise has continuous impact, we're negotiating a $250,000 social impact investment from the R. Howard Webster Foundation, putting us ahead of schedule for self-sufficiency.
This has been a lot of information. So let's recap. What have we done in the past 365 days?
We've doubled the size of our workshop, employed more young people, improved our existing products, and even launched new ones.
We have had massive growth across the north and got Tim Hortons on board to fund nationwide expansion.
And we built a foundation for Succeed to scale from a student-run program to a full-circle social enterprise.
None of that existed last year. And let's not forget, Succeed is less than 2 years old. But in that time, we've created sustainable impact and prepared Succeed to scale. This has been a big year. Next year's set to be even bigger.
We're on track to have 1,200 systems in operation, generate over $400,000 in revenue. It's To meet this demand, next week we move into a 3,000 square foot facility, which will employ 20 young people. Collectively, our systems will have the capacity to grow over 600,000 pounds of produce every single year. And most importantly, we'll have empowered over 500 Northern Canadian entrepreneurs to take control of their food supply.
But we can't get there alone. We couldn't get there without Otto in St. John's, or Yvonne in Ottawa,
Jack in Tiffany Village, or Shivam in New Delhi,
George at Chef, or Vic in Rigolette.
Justin in Kanawaki, or Justin on Parliament Hill. We can't get there without the people who have been with us since that first idea.
Succeed has made an incredible impact, but this is just one of our projects. This year we have done so much more, and we couldn't pass up the chance to tell you a little bit about it.
This year we handed off Project Wellpreneur to our participants, who moved past to provide a sustainable door-to-door recycling service to their communities. This year, our bottlepreneurs collected over 500,000 recyclables, generating more than $28,000 in revenue.
In the true spirit of Enactus, in 2016, we partnered with community organizations to launch our province's first ever furniture bank, Home Again. This year, we helped collect over 900 pieces of furniture for over 200 families in need, helping them make their house a home again.
Selected by Prince Charles as the best program of its kind in the Commonwealth, Prince's Operation Entrepreneur teaches Canadian veterans to become successful entrepreneurs. What we started on our campus 9 years ago now operates in 4 provinces, and a version of our program is now running in Australia. Businesses from our campus alone generated over $3 million this year.
This year, we ran 9 projects
that offset over 500 tons of CO2,
improved over 6,000 lives,
addressed 14 global goals,
started 55 businesses,
created 155 jobs,
and generated over $3.9 million in revenue.
This year, our team brought together Canadians from coast to coast.
We turned ideas into social enterprises that are changing the face of Canada.
This year was all about full circle social impact, lasting impact.
This is Enactus Memorial, where we use the power of social enterprise to grow, empower, and succeed.
Congratulations with how you continue to drive the project forward. You have a progression for 2018 now. And so, A, how did you get to that progress in that curve? And B, why is there not a more exponential growth curve in your mind for next year?
So we have big plans. I'll start with our plans for next year, and then Taylor's going to give you our 5-year one. So next year, a big part of our growth is this importance opportunity. So to start getting our systems in the hands of every elementary school in Canada, our growth for the revenue that you see next year to that $480,000 mark, $300,000 comes out from the first installment that we're projected to do with importance, and the next section of it is based on a 7% growth multiple, which we've been hitting every month to date.
In terms of the longer term, we expect that Succeed will break $1 million in revenue in 5 years. From that, we'll get our cost of goods sold down to $350,000, which is a pretty significant relative decrease that we'll find through efficiencies in production. From that, we'll be left with about $650,000. With that, we will hire 5 full-time staff to operate this to reach its full potential. We'll have about $100,000 to fund the operation of the business. $50,000 will go back into paying the final installment on that social impact investment that you heard about. Then we have $250,000 left. $150,000 of that will go directly back into the North, empowering Northern Canadians to really become entrepreneurs and take control of their food supply. And then the remainder of that will go back into the business so that it can really scale.
I have 2 questions for you. How long does it take to manufacture each one of these systems, and what's the lifespan of one such system?
So our youth can produce a system in 45 minutes. The lifespan of our units is projected to be a minimum of 5 years. So within that 5 years, each individual in the north and south will have actually saved over $3,500 outside of their electricity costs and everything. So over 5 years.
Hi. One of the things that strikes me is that you must be debating within Memorial as to whether you should, continue this project as an Enactus project, or set it up as an outside enterprise, which looks like it could stand on its own 2 feet. But as long as you keep it inactive, it's going to be tough. So what's the debate going on in your team about that?
Absolutely, that's something that we're really trying to figure out exactly what's best for this project, and we knew from the get-go that this had legs of its own. This was going to be a sustainable social enterprise. The market is there, the product is there, and then the need is there on the other side. So really what we are planning to do is to spin this out outside of Enactus. So those five full-time staff that we talked about, many of them are going to be the people here, and that's our goal. So this will always have a place in Enactus, but we also need to do what the program really needs in order to reach its full potential. So we hope that we're going to find the happy medium there.
Given your current success and your rate of growth, how are you going to manage governance for decision making now?
So right now we have an advisory board set up. A lot of them are Enactus alumni and board members and a lot of people that have helped us out. So in terms of operation right now, we have a senior executive team that works with our advisory board to make any of those decisions. Once this gets transitioned to the self-sustaining social enterprise fully, we'll have an advisory board that's made up of a lot of Enactus alumni, current members in the team, so that Enactus connection is always there, but it still allows Succeed to go on and have legs and end up being something that hopefully comes back here in 10 years and you're hearing an update on it from our alumni from our team.
How are you going to think about the amount of electricity that the unit uses, and what kind of innovation plans have you got to go on that? You referred to it briefly.
So our systems in a span of a year use 34 kilowatt hours of electricity. That covers the LED strip light, which accounts for 24, and our pump, which has 10 kilowatt hours capacity. Right now, in terms of how we do this in the north, we've worked with expert botanists and engineers to get that number down as low as possible, and now we're implementing solar panels. So the systems that we have running in Haiti right now are doing it completely off of solar panels, and we've actually looked at expanding our workshop right now, so potentially being able to have that as a product that we will sell in addition to our system in the future.
Thank you for the presentation. One of the only risks I can see with Succeed is to some of the existing agricultural community.
Your time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the team.